We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars Wrestling Show. I'm Jeff. Alongside me is Tarek.
Hello, everybody.
And Brian.
Hello, hello, hello. Merry Christmas, tomfooligans.
Merry Christmas. May I get you a cup of hot fat?
Thank you, Antoine.
No. Wrong.
That was Pierre Escargot.
There you
we're
go.
Off to a roaring start.
At least you corrected yourself on that one.
I just like the name Antoine. I like the old character that Kenan Thompson used to play.
Antoine. Which one's Antoine?
He was like this big hippie guy with like a really huge afro. He just also used to walk up and be like,
yes, I remember Antoine. I remember, I'm a repairman. Dude, you broke my drum. I was thinking, immediately I was like, no wait, that's Ishbu. I am Ishbu.
But forget that noise. We're on a wrestling show right now.
We're on a wrestling show yet. That's all I got to say. It just leaves me in...
We'll get to all that. But first, let's kick things off the way we always do with a little bit of backstage news.
Backstage news.
Yeah, because Lord knows we need some good news this week. And I got some. First off, we have... Aiden English just got engaged.
Yay.
Did anyone else hear who?
No.
Shaul Guerrero.
Really?
True enough. I saw that on Facebook this
That's
week.
news to me,
now
actually.
Going to be a Guerrero.
That's interesting, actually.
Either that or Shaul's going to be English. Well, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Viva la raza, Aiden.
Oh, mamacita.
Yeah.
Good for the both of you.
Getting some of that Latino heat.
Latino heat.
Okay, do we have any more Eddie Guerrero jokes to how about an I'm Your Poppy?
Well,
we got Latino heat, we got I'm Your Poppy.
See, I can't do
other jokes to make right now.
Well,
Aiden English is Sal Guerrero's Poppy.
Sure, why not?
I have one joke that it's been an inside joke for all of us for years. Burger King.
Oh God.
Oh.
What have we done?
I am evil. I am sorry.
Only 3 minutes in, we've already broken the show. This is gonna be a doozy.
It's just full of energy, and it's not from wrestling.
Okay. Well, how about some more good news? Well, possibly. It was reported in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that there is some discussion about the future of WWE rethinking the big push for Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble.
Hold on.
Holding on.
Okay.
What do you got?
What was actually said was that people in the back were talking about switching around the top face between Roman Reigns and someone else. The actual name being discussed in the article, Dean Ambrose. But they said that plans as of now still remain Roman Reigns being the top face, winning the Royal Rumble, and going on to defeat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. However, because of issues being brought up in the back, there are talks of rethinking that, but as of now, the plans remain the same.
What issues is that? I'm actually now
like
because this is the first I've heard of it.
The promos,
the in-ring ability to run an extended program for a while. You know,
but they're still going. They're still going with the look. They're still going with the look. Dean Ambrose apparently doesn't have the look, even though he's got the fan base. But you can't say that Roman Reigns doesn't have a fan base. So it's one of those. As of right now, plans remain the same, but there are talks in the back with some of the main people in the back.
Still, the point is, it's enough to still give me hope that this Royal Rumble coming up next month will not be a total disaster.
No, it doesn't give me hope at all.
It's the fact that
they're still planning The words in the article state, the plan remains the same. Still leads me to believe that it's still, to me, an obvious pick for who's winning the Royal Rumble. It's as obvious as it was last year. And the pessimist is coming out. Roman Reigns is the obvious choice. And in my opinion, honestly, you've been building him up for the year. Doesn't matter that he was out for 3 months. If you're going to build him up for the entire year, pull the trigger.
Okay.
By having him defeat Fandango?
I have one other thing to add here. Of course, as I mentioned before...
It's a return match. Come on.
As I mentioned before, I am a member of the WWE Fan Council, where they give you various polls in response to different things that they want to produce, just to give your input on the feedback on how the pay-per-view went. I did one just for TLC, and out of nowhere they included a couple questions on Roman Reigns. Just like, okay,
that should tell you everything you need to know.
Last year, Roman Reigns beat Kane's record for most eliminations in a single Rumble. Do you think he can win? Do you think he can top that this year? Yes or no? I put no. No.
No, because they're not going to have him come in at number 12 like they had him last year.
Lay off them pork beavers, will ya?
Jeez, you're a creep. Go away. We have a good time until you showed up, Roman Reigns. Go have some coffee with cream or something, because I'll tell you something. This is a happy place. And then everyone got staph infections.
And you know what? I'm going to be completely honest. It doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you two.
We'll address that later. But for right now, let's just get through the slog that was TLC.
Started off pretty nice.
That's why I did it the way I did it. So, yeah.
Congratulations, WWE. I'm taking time out of our show to congratulate you. You have done something that has never, ever been done before. You have given me a pay-per-view in which I fell asleep on. I actually got so bored with the pay-per-view, I dozed off.
Yeah, I did not give this pay-per-view high marks when I turned in my little questionnaire that they gave me.
I had to go back and rewatch Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. I'm like, oh, I fell asleep during that. At least I rewatched it. But, I actually remember the point I fell asleep on. And that was the entrance for Rusev and Swagger. That was the,
Wow.
I don't even remember what happened then.
Yeah, I know. I admit I was working on one of my final papers for grad school. There's a lot I missed out of this pay-per-view, or just something I just wasn't focusing on. And if that wasn't
let's face it, okay?
And if that wasn't bad enough, I was watching a network on my Xbox Live. Part of the way through the show, I lose Xbox Live service, or the app doesn't work.
Well, I'll say this, okay? Other than 2 matches, okay, your final paper that you were working on was probably more entertaining than the middle of this pay-per-view.
In some way it was, but that's another conversation for another time. And I'll let you know when exactly I lost my signal for maximum rage. First off, let's go right into the pre-show.
There's got to be rage.
Yes,
nice.
There is.
All right.
First off, we got the New Day going over Dashlane Gold. Really,
this is by the numbers.
Yeah, it had to happen.
The only real complaint I have with this whole feud in general, it's been a one-sided feud the whole time. So it took the predictability away.
That's fair.
From the singles matches they've been having to the rematches the next night, it has been the exact same thing. I don't know what they're trying to do with New Day, but it is not catching on with this crowd. People aren't as into it as saying, ooh, so. They're not going, New Day?
If they had kept the storyline idea the way it was meant to be played, as a new nation, then this would have worked out. But they come out and they're doing all you got to do is add our truth, and you have just the makings of a then you start getting the racist jokes. Okay.
Oh, please, those are already happening.
No, but I mean, like, then you get the ultimate racist jokes because you bring in the hip hop guy to the New Day group, and it's just this was strictly by the numbers, but it was so sloppy that I can't even give this a good grade. This gets 2 out of 5 peach fuzz. It gives me. It was by the numbers. Normally I would give that a classic goatee. Yeah. But I can't because it was so freaking sloppy the entire match. Cody Rhodes did what he could. Man, Stardust did what he could, but the New Day was just off.
Also, was this the night that Stardust was wearing the green face paint?
Yes.
Yeah.
The commentary team? Yes. That I actually
ruined this pay-per-view.
I actually read an article that was posted by one of our friends stating the many things that's wrong with WWE, and the one thing is the commentary team, especially with this match. Like, they focused a lot on this particular match, how they're instead of trying to put over their superstars,
put over the story, whatever story there was.
Like, one example is with Stardust in particular, which you were trying to hint at, which I cut you off, I apologize. Instead of talking about him as a dangerous predator, unpredictable, they're making fun of him. They're calling him a goof. They're comparing him to the Great Gazoo, and then they start promoting their Flintstones WWE movie, which I don't think anyone's going to see. Are you going to see it?
No one gives a crap about it.
Are you going to see it?
There was a notable bit of silence before that.
Yeah, no one's going to see that. No one cares. At least not the hardcore fans.
Yeah, part of me only wants to see it for no other reason than I want to see how they treat their equivalent to CM Punk.
He's the villain.
I know, but still,
you can just tell from the trailer he's the villain.
I know, mostly just curiosity, but again, that's very minimal curiosity.
So yeah, back to the commentary team. They were tearing. Didn't even care. And if the commentary team doesn't care, what makes the WWE thinks that we care?
I felt like I needed to care, like, just under duress, really. Like, okay, I want to see some wrestling. It's a pay-per-view, but you know what? It was an appetizer match.
It was an appetizer match, and the appetizer smelled kind of weird, so I didn't eat it.
Left a bad aftertaste in my mouth.
It was a thing. It was
Kofi Kingston, Botch King returns. That's the story that came out of this match for me.
So yeah, second peach fuzz for that to me.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I give it not even a peach fuzz, I'll give it a 1 out of 5. Big E sweat rags, whatever.
I can't believe they actually are making fun, like doing this whole thing with Big E's, like first saying, "Oh, here it has a handkerchief, you're sweating, man." And then it just ends, Big E, I have a problem, and walks away.
Okay, to be fair, that segment was kind of funny.
That was kind of funny.
Showed off the charisma of all three guys, and I appreciate that. Too bad it didn't show in this match.
Yeah, they have charisma, but what is the WWE doing with it?
Well, to be
having them dance around like fools.
To be fair, they did just debut, so who knows what we're going to get out of it at this point.
I don't think they're going to.
I'd rather have a group of 3 angry black men than 3 black men who just dance to the ring and botch.
Have Xavier Woods be the talker, which was going to be the case, but
I was more interested when the plan was 3 angry black men Nation 2.0.
If they were to add a 4th member into this instead of R-Truth, I actually kind of would prefer Titus O'Neil. At least it would give him something to do. He's more relevant than R-Truth.
True.
Instead of showing up backstage in a tuxedo.
But then it would make more sense to have it go back to the angry black men route. If they're doing it the way they're doing it right now, I could see R-Truth being the 4th member. Yeah, if they were doing it the old way, then it would have been Titus O'Neil all the way. Easy. But we've spent too long.
I know. How long have we been talking about this?
Probably 10 minutes.
Oh, God. What are we doing?
Hey, let's move on to something significantly better. Let's talk about Ziggler and Harper in the ladder match.
I think I could speak for everyone here when I can say that this was match of the night.
Easily.
Hands down.
But this actually made me excited for the rest of the pay-per-view. What a...
I'm sorry.
But you know what? You know what's really great?
What's great?
This is the point when my WWE network crashed out.
Oh
no!
I missed most of this match.
That's
no.
terrible.
Yeah, I had to move it to my computer just to keep on going with this.
Oh God! Did you at least see that one spot where Luke Harper did the suicide dive onto Ziggler holding the ladder and he landing on the ladder?
That I did see.
That was a gruesome, and you saw him busted open after that.
I thought legitimately after that, I was like, he broke his arm.
That's exactly my thoughts. I'm like, it's broken.
Then he gets up, and then he gets up like 30 seconds later as if nothing happened and pushes the ladder over. And I'm like, it's standard ladder match, except two guys who sell like everything is death. That's it.
And it was everything we expected it to be.
Yeah, definitely. I can't give it goat face, but I feel perfectly fine giving it solid full beard.
Easy. I agree.
Hands down, yeah. I think
4
we
or
all
5
can say
full
that.
beards. Yeah.
Yeah. And this just shows, okay, Luke Harper's going to be something big. We already knew that Dolph Ziggler could pull this off easily, but I was skeptical coming in about Luke Harper in a ladder match, but this just blew me away.
Oh no, he's used to working with smaller guys. He was in Chikara for who knows how long.
Yeah, well, this is my first introduction to his big stuff, like hardcore stuff like that. So I was skeptical, but I'm on the hype train.
You should. Luke Harper.
I was never not on the hype train, but I'm fully in now. I jumped in.
The Harper train?
I jumped on the Harper train.
Harper train ain't got no brakes.
Yeah. That's not woo.
He doesn't
Harper
choo,
train.
choo.
Yeah. What is wrong with us?
We're enjoying the good times while we have them.
Uh,
So yeah, we got that out of the way.
We're enjoying ripping.
And
We're getting ready to rip everything, so we got to be insanely joyful about the good stuff. Because the ripping is coming now.
It is coming right now, because first off, we got the Usos beating Miz and Miz now via disqualification.
this match did nothing to me.
It's one of those.
I don't remember this match.
It's the standard tag team match between these two. You get Mizdow. The best part of this match, obviously, is Mizdow doing whatever he's doing on the outside. On the outside of the ring, because he never actually gets in the ring, and then you have typical heel tactics to keep the championships another month. This is just their way of holding the titles until they can start the split, which kind of got started on Raw when Mizdow started. Or SmackDown. It was SmackDown, Super SmackDown, when Mizdow started stunting for Luke Harper.
I actually saw that clip. I didn't watch Super SmackDown, but I did see that. That was fun.
Yeah, this was standard.
Forgettable.
Forgettable. You know. Perfectly acceptable wrestling. So
I give it a classic goatee since he's deciding.
3 out of 5 classic goatee. Nothing that pissed me off like the New Day. It wasn't sloppy. It was a good wrestling match. It just did nothing for me, but it was good. So 3 out of 5. Classic goatee.
I cannot give this a rating because I don't remember it. So yeah. Moving on, we got...
This has got to be like Royal Rumble last year, isn't it?
I don't know.
For Jeff.
What happened? What exactly did I do?
You refused to rate any matches because Daniel Bryan wasn't in the Rumble.
I did?
Yeah.
Now I want to go back and listen to that
episode.
episode.
I don't even remember that.
And it was
I'm
like...
not calling you a liar, I just don't remember it.
You rated Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt because that was just glorious. But the rest of it, you either didn't want to talk about it, you didn't want to talk about it, or you just ripped the entire Rumble.
Wow, I need to go back and see that old episode.
Yeah, you know
that was back. That was back when you were like, "I'm done, man. I'm done with the WWE. I can't talk about them anymore."
And you know what?
He's back at it.
Seriously, we're right back where we started with this. Again, this is a digression here, but you know what? My proposition still stands. If I don't get some serious word that, you know what, if I'm not sure that WWE isn't going to dramatically improve their product, then I am going to cancel my subscription and I am done.
They have Adam Rose and a bunny taking on Kane. How is their product getting any better?
Because they're trying to bring back Kane tombstoning the chicken Pete Rose and all that.
Well, hold on, I'll explain. Because this is actually a proxy ballot I'm talking about here. Now, what do I mean by that? Last year, or earlier this year, the big reason why I was so hyped for Daniel Bryan is not just because he's a great wrestler and I'm a fan of his, which I am. It's what a Daniel Bryan win at that moment represented. It represented that someone with the fan following and the raw wrestling skill that I like and the fans seem to like would be observed, would be listened to, and would be given his proper due. However, since we're on the apparent eve of a Roman Reigns mega push, and coming off of hot off the heels of all these CM Punk interviews, all these CM Punk tell-alls, then my confidence is back to zero again. And that's why I'm making this whole bet with Roman Reigns and the Royal Rumble.
Allow me to retort.
Retort away.
Okay.
Retorter.
For Roman Reigns, okay, for me, it's not as bad as last year because he's had the year and a half of build-up. Sure, he was out for 3 months, and the promos aren't that great. But it's better than Batista coming in with 2 months' notice and going in and winning the Royal Rumble over Daniel Bryan, a guy who's doing that. Okay? And as much as I'm a fan of CM Punk the wrestler, okay, I am not ready to take his interviews as gospel. Because like the Ryback stuff, he's the only one who's reported problems with Ryback. He's the only one. Everyone else has said that Ryback never gave them any problems. Whatever. Fine. Defending Ryback. Okay. CM Punk just left the company. He's a little bitter for good reason with the injuries and the staph infection and whatever. I'm not willing to base my confidence level in the WWE based off of one interview. And yeah, do I want Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble, go on to WrestleMania, and beat Brock Lesnar? No. Okay, but I'm more prepared for it than I was last year because it's two different things. Last year, I respected your right to get angry because I was angry too. Batista's coming in. Daniel Bryan's been doing all this great work for your company. He's not even in the Rumble, and Batista comes in and wins it. Roman Reigns has been built since Survivor Series 2013 as a beast, coming in and doing all this. So it doesn't surprise me, and it doesn't anger me as much as it does other people. Should he have won Superstar of the Year? Hell no. Should he go in and just rip the Royal Rumble? It depends on who he eliminates last. If he eliminates Dolph Ziggler last, it doesn't bother me what's happening now as much as it does you.
Brian, I agree with everything you just said. But again, that's not really the point. Sure, I do not take CM Punk's word as gospel. No, I don't have anything with any problem with the success of Roman Reigns as a whole. The point is what the company seems to be doing as a whole. Again, I mentioned it in passing in the other podcasts, but it seems like the company as a whole is heading in a really unhealthy direction for itself. It's not producing matches that I want to see. The wrestlers I like and who are deserving of those spots are being sidelined for some corporate initiative, which I can only assume is being directed by stockholders and Vince McMahon's private muscle fetish, which even if one of those are true, it is bad enough. It's not just about Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble. It's about what the future of this company is. And let's put it this way, even if a couple of the things that CM Punk said are true as he said them, then that's more than enough reason that for me to cancel my support of that company. If we have, it's one thing to get booking decisions in on this. Sure, we're never going to be 100% happy with booking decisions or match execution or anything like that.
Yeah, the doctor stuff, I agree with you. That's
if we have to get business ethics in on this, well, I should not have to worry about ethical business practices on my wrestling show. It's bad enough in generations past when we had to worry about the talent abusing drugs and doing any number of other things in their off time. But now the company itself is advocating an unhealthy working environment, both for the health and safety of the wrestlers and the overall product that we're watching on TV every week. I just cannot support a company like that. And again, that's why I'm leaving it up to the Royal Rumble. Now, I'm just going to close with this.
Well, then let's face it, you're going to be canceling your subscription after the Royal Rumble.
I am about 90% sure that you're going to be right, but again, there's still...
Well, I'm 100% sure I'm going to be right.
Well, then again, you are
I've been 100% sure as well.
Yeah. Anyway, let's just get through the rest of this pay-per-view, because I could talk about this for a while. And I'm going to talk about it again as we get closer to the Rumble time. Alright, so we got Big Show going over Eric Rowan.
I actually thought this was a pretty good. This was pretty good for what it.
I agree. I just wish Roman could have Roman. Too much talking about Roman.
Rowan.
Set the W for one.
What does this? What does this do for the Big Show? Okay.
Nothing.
What does a win here do for the Big Show? I was
a rivalry with Roman Reigns. That's
Rowan,
what it does
for Rowan. Okay. I thought it was over when he was on the middle rope, when he was about to crush Big Show with the stairs. I was like, all right, strong win for Rowan. And then Big Show moves, and I'm like, oh crap, here we go. That spear through the sets of stairs was pretty nice, though. I feel this was better than it had any right to be. So I'll go classic OT. I don't like the decision, but it was perfectly fine for a big man match.
This was good for what it was. Again, they were putting in a fair amount of hype for the whole stairs match, even though we really don't see it. But you know what? I enjoyed this match for what it was. So I gotta mirror that sentiment. Classic OT, 3 out of 5.
I get a classic OT just because it was entertaining. Again, like Brian said, I don't like the result of it, and I just don't like even more how they kind of resolve the whole situation, the whole feud in general.
And I don't like the Big Show beat Rowan again.
That's exactly
Monday.
what I was saying. How the
like
fact that in that tag team match with Big Show and Harper versus Dolph Ziggler and Rowan, it was a very sloppy ending to that match. And after the super kick, Ziggler takes out Harper, and they're out in beyond the announcer's table, and then Big Show just comes in and knocks out Rowan. 1, 2, 3. Interesting, because it's very rare now that the heels go over clean, but I guess it's supposed to help Big Show go into this feud with Roman Reigns that they're going for, which
we all know how this is going to end.
Exactly. My question now is, what's going to happen with Rowan?
Does anyone really know?
I like the idea for the character that they're playing. The actual Mensa. He wears a goat mask, but he's like the smartest man in the WWE. But I like the idea, but I'm worried that he's gonna turn into a comedy character like the Great Khali.
I'm afraid. I say more Santino Marella than Great Cheese.
Like I actually got ridiculed for actually liking Eric Rowan.
From who?
Why?
From the people I was watching the show with on Sunday.
Eric Rowan is not bad.
Yeah, I love the guy.
You can take him more because of his look. You can take him way more seriously than Santino.
And then when he starts doing the spin kicks and the running around,
he's way more mobile than Khali ever was.
Yeah, so I
don't buy
this guy. Okay, this guy is a perfectly acceptable big guy. Okay, he does good big guy stuff. So put him in. That's why I was like Eric Rowan versus the Big Show. This is good. Put up a big guy, have him go over the Big Show, but no, this is the WWE creative team we're talking about. But I see good things in Eric Rowan's future, whereas when the Wyatt family first broke up, I didn't know what they were gonna do.
I don't think anyone did
with Eric Rowan, but they obviously have something in mind. And we'll wait. I'm taking a wait and see. But I like this guy a lot more than I thought I would.
I think we all are. But again, I just hope that they have some plan in mind for Rowan.
You see that big splash he did off the top rope on Super SmackDown? That was glorious.
There's something. We get something new, and they want to ruin all the good things. Why can't we have good things, WWE?
I like how when people like come up to him and are friendly with him, he's like the littlest boy, you know. With attention, Paige is playing chess with him on Main Event, and I was like, they're not going here, are they? That's him. But
I want to see it. I want to see it.
I hope he just doesn't become a backstage character. I feel like that's slowly what they're turning him into.
I think he's a little bit too big and too skilled to have that happen to him. Plus, he speaks perfect English, so he's not going to have the same problems as Khali.
Yeah.
Just wait for the Royal Rumble, and as soon as that little xylophone music comes out, that backwoods xylophone. And out comes the sheet mask with, the gun show. Yeah, people are going to be crapping themselves.
The crowd is really into this guy. It's weird.
Hey, you never know what's going to take off. I'm just glad that someone like Rowan is. Speaking of things taking off, Cena going over Seth Rollins in a tables match.
I give this one a 0.
I'm not gonna be that.
I can't go that far.
Everything about this match pissed me off.
Here's the deal, okay? I knew what I was gonna get going in. I thought it was gonna be Orton interfering. We got Reigns. Okay, whatever. Yeah. You knew that you knew that Mercury and Noble were gonna come in, but Seth Rollins did what he could. You knew what. I knew what I was getting going into this match. I still can't go over 2, but I wasn't pissed off enough to give it clean shave John Cena babyface. But that's it. But Peach Fuzz.
I'm going to propose a thing. I am going to propose that in respect to this show, we henceforth change Roman Reigns' name to Best Friend. Because he is our best friend.
Okay.
And always produces great things. He never does any wrong. Push him to the moon, damn it, I'm Vince McMahon.
Do you need a nap?
No.
I think Jeff
I just want to talk about Best Friend.
It just, the reason it just...
Cena and Rollins had a good match, and then Best Friend showed up. Yay!
This match was so worthless, because A, we knew the result, and B, all it was just setting up for that Roman Reigns and Big Show feud.
Best friend.
And you had Super Cena. Holy crap! The entire match, Noble and Mercury are just going after him. There were like a minute to 2 minute segments where Seth Rollins and John Cena were actually fighting man on man, and those were a good minute, good 2 minutes, and then the shenanigans. Too many shenanigans. This was a match filled with shenanigans, and I don't like matches that are filled with shenanigans.
That's another reason. Noble and Mercury were too involved with this match to my liking. Towards the end, I understand, but it was most of the match, and I'm just like, okay, it's just another thing. Oh, Cena can take out 3 guys at once. Well, now in this case, he has Roman Reigns, so he can take out 4 guys. Yay! And it was just like, okay, it was just a matter of time before Cena would put Rollins through that table when Roman Reigns came out. It was just, I'm like, you know what? I knew my prediction last week in the prediction show was not going to happen, but at least it was fun. It was a very fun idea. There was nothing fun to come out of this match. Even like the ladder match, not the ladder match.
That's why I'm making my own fun.
That's why the steel cage match the next night was even worse, because it was just more setting up for continuation of the John Cena Brock Lesnar match at Royal Rumble.
But you know what? Okay, I would have accepted that if at any other pay-per-view. I would have accepted the cage match for what it was. Okay, it's obvious setup. But the match itself was so good.
I'll give you that.
I can't even. This was just nothing leading to nothing. the tables match. It was a match filled with nothing, leading to a return that was supposed to create a big impact, but led to nothing.
Because the return
sounds
was
like my dating life.
Because the return was earlier in the night when Brock Lesnar took out Chris Jericho. That whole suspense was taken away.
No, that wasn't even what I was talking about. I was talking the cage match itself. Okay, yeah, the return was taken away, but the whole Reigns thing that actually happened on the pay-per-view, the stuff that we actually pay for. Okay, I would have been fine with the cage match on the pay-per-view, because the match itself is so good that I could get over the by-the-numbers return, the Brock Lesnar beatdown, whatever, because you have Seth Rollins get the win, you have Brock Lesnar. At a pay-per-view, he would not take out Chris Jericho first. He would make the return in the cage match. So therefore, you're like, whoa, okay, business just picked up instead of, oh, this douche, like we got on Raw.
Pretty much.
But instead, we get this tables match, which is a match filled with nothing, leading to a return that
I didn't care about.
Leads to nothing. It's Roman Reigns and the Big Show. Whoop-de-doo.
That's
it.
Because it left that much of a negative impact on me. It left me so angry. I had to give it a 0 because it did nothing for me except just basically piss me off.
I want to believe that there was something to this, so I can't. Even with the debut of Best Friend, I just gotta give this a
the return of Best Friend.
The
return of Best Friend.
I talked myself out of a peach fuzz. This gets
1 out of 5. That's it.
Clean shaven?
Yeah, it gets a clean shave. It's just.
I guess
gets a 1 out of 5.
I guess the only interesting thing that's now coming out of this is Seth Rollins isn't out of this feud. He's involved somehow. He's like that unpredictable one, even though he made a nice temporary alliance with Paul Heyman and Lesnar. He still has that Money in the Bank briefcase.
And I don't know if it's temporary. They shook hands and all that noise, so I don't know.
Who knows what's
he could be, but
happen.
also
Seth Rollins causes Brock Lesnar to retain at the Royal Rumble.
It could possibly be him setting up, trying to be on good terms with him, and then striking, kind of pulling a Randy Orton-esque type
But
deal.
then you just piss everybody off more by having Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble and then beating Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. So I think Seth Rollins holds on to it to take it off of Roman Reigns.
At WrestleMania?
Not at WrestleMania. He got it at Money in the Bank. He's got till July. You give Roman Reigns you give him like a 2-month reign, see how it goes over with the crowd, and if they crap on it, then you
how much of a WrestleMania?
You sick the Rollins on him.
How much of a WrestleMania moment would it be if Roman Reigns defeats Brock Lesnar, only to have Seth Rollins cash in and have him win?
I think Jeff would be back on the WWE train.
I'm going to say maybe.
That would have him have a new title feud.
But then, conversely, then you've got former WWE champion Roman Reigns in the record books.
Well, let's face it, that's going to happen at some point, whether you like it or not.
That's probably the most depressing thing I've heard all evening.
It's going to be okay.
That's what I do.
Is it? Is it really?
That's what I do.
Okay, I need to switch gears here. Let's
move on to the next match.
Let's move on to the next match. It's got to be better than this. Let's see. Nikki Bella defeated AJ Lee. Oh.
You really want to? You want to take that sentence back real quick?
Yes, I do. Okay, so what happened?
This is my nothing.
I do not remember this match either.
Except hairspray. Hairspray in the eyes.
I didn't even see that part. I was too busy working.
Evil Bella boobs.
Yeah.
It's the standard women's match. Brie Bella gets kicked out, and while she's getting kicked out, Nikki Bella sprays AJ Lee in the eyes with some whatever that was.
I was going to say, they can't exactly do twin magic anymore.
I love that her finisher name is the Rack Attack, though. They're
not even trying to hide it.
That's Evil Bella boobs.
For the win.
And really, that joke of ours is the only reason why Nikki Bella is over at all in my mind.
She's not over. We're making fun of her. She's
Evil Bella boobs with the Rack Attack.
Hey, I'm still getting way more enjoyment out of this little in-joke because of Nikki Bella's boobs than the last match.
Now with
Best Friend.
Now with AJ Lee gone, they continue this. They introduce this new possible feud with Natalya and having Tyson Kidd involved. I believe it was like a tag team match on Raw. Natalya and Alicia Fox, what a great tag team. Oh yeah, yippity-doo-dah, versus the Bellas. And Nikki Bella gets taken out, she's on the side, and Tyson Kidd checks on her? Are they trying to throw in another Miz, Naomi, Jay, or Jimmy Uso?
Tyson Kidd versus John Cena.
Fact.
God, I hate this. I'm hating everyone right now. I hate you all.
That's what I do.
You can't hate Tyson Kidd.
I can. I don't like Tyson Kidd.
All in favor of Tyson Kidd being the second best friend?
No.
Okay. Tyson Kidd is the second best friend number 2.
Because,
And either way, okay. This was just bad.
Yeah.
It gets a clean shave.
Clean shave for me, and...
And triple
Evil Bella boobs. Rack Attack. That is the ultimate in-joke.
Seriously, how many other boob jokes can we make at Nikki Bella's expense?
They do it themselves. We don't have to...
Well, it's a work in progress. All right.
I hate this pay-per-view. I hate this pay-per-view. I hate this product right now. I am just not happy.
Okay, how about something you will like? How about Ryback beating Kane in a chairs match? Oh.
Yeah.
I love Ryback. I love Kane. I hated this match. It was sloppy. It was no spots came out of this. It was a Raw match. It was the equivalent of Roman Reigns versus Kane in that last man standing match that won Raw. It was so bad. I'm just like, oh my god, what is going on? Now this victory, all it will lead is a United States title feud with Rusev for Ryback. And as I said earlier, giving Kane, Adam Rose, and the Bunny. Why? Oh my God! What is this? Oh my! I need a breather. Give me some clear liquid.
This,
okay. Yeah.
Okay,
seriously.
This was standard stuff, but sloppy as hell, as he said. But, like, I don't even want to think about what I watched this Sunday. It's Peach Fuzz. I'm speechless about the middle of this pay-per-view. It's so bad.
This pay-per-view.
This
match gets
the best match of the middle bit was Eric Rowan versus the Big Show. What?
Yeah, this match was Marie Antoinette.
It's so bad. Oh. But it's better than what we were just talking about, so it gets a Peach Fuzz.
Have you guys been following Noah Antweiler?
No.
Tony?
Not recently.
He's been reviewing a lot of wrestling recently, and just out of nowhere, it just pops up on my YouTube feed. Just like a 15-minute rant on the state of Raw, just totally impromptu.
I have to watch this.
It is.
Is he as angry as I am?
Actually, yes. That's why I thought he is every bit as angry as you.
I am like, oh my God, I am like steam coming out of my ears, angry.
After the show, I'll show it to you.
Yes, please.
It should be cathartic in a way.
But it's absolutely weird, okay? Because I did not like TLC. I did not like Raw. I enjoyed Super SmackDown, and I enjoyed Tribute to the Troops.
I haven't even seen either of those things yet. Was it really that much better?
So it's... Because, Tribute to the Troops, they focus on the wrestling, so...
The one thing with Tribute to the Troops is it's a great idea. I just don't like, as this one in particular tried to try and connect it with the current storylines. I just don't. I don't connect it with what's going on. I just think it's pretty much a house show for the troops. It's not...
Because all the faces win.
That's it.
It's one of those. But
it won't
it's
progress
like,
anything.
You know this, so you enjoy it for what it is. So, and SmackDown, I was annoyed Sunday and Monday. I watched SmackDown on Tuesday. I was like, this wasn't bad.
The only argument I have with you with Tribute to the Troops is just to enjoy it. Like, how do you enjoy it if you know that the faces are going to win every single time?
Sometimes
how can you?
It's the same way you enjoy a house show when you go to it and faces win every time. It just understand what you're getting into when you're watching it, because it is, as you said, a glorified house show. So the faces are going to win every time. So you prepare yourself for that. And I prepared myself for it, and I enjoyed what I saw.
Oh, I prepared myself for it, and I tried and think of it as a house show. The only difference is it's not a house show, and another difference, you have to go to a house show to have that fun experience, even though all the faces win. You watching it on TV, it's just a waste of time television, at least for me.
I had fun with it.
Then again,
although I heard Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose match was actually really good.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I really want to see this. But
that's the only reason why we're sticking onto this product.
Yeah. But again, we'll touch upon that in a few minutes. Okay, next match. Rusev defeated Jack Swagger. Does anyone have anything to say about this? Hiccup.
This was actually something that didn't completely suck. I can honestly say that this is a classic OT for me, because with everything else that I witnessed the 3 matches before this actually wasn't bad. So I can honestly there was no botches, there was nothing that significantly annoyed me. So I can, with completely honestly, give this a classic OT.
I am pulling a U right now, fool, and not giving this a grade, because I fell asleep through this match. And when I rewatched the pay-per-view, just so I can rewatch the Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, I actually fast-forwarded through this match. I didn't want to see this match.
I remember watching this match. I just don't remember anything about
it. Honestly, after the last 3 matches, okay, sitting through that Divas match, sitting through that tables match, sitting through that chairs match, this was actually like, oh wait, this is actually like okay wrestling. All right, I'm in.
Now, now how do you feel that the whole Rusev versus Ryback feud?
Well, this is what I thought should have came out of Survivor Series. I thought that Ryback or Rusev would take out Ryback, or Ryback would take out Rusev, and be the first one to take him out in a match, and then you'd have Ryback and Rusev. So I was like, this is what I've been hoping for since Survivor Series. God. So this doesn't bother me.
So much better than him getting counted out. I actually would have been interested, like, first one to eliminate him, but not beat him in a one-on-one.
Yeah,
and it would lead to something leading to a good potential feud between Ryback and Rusev. That's again WWE's problem. They have they have good potential feuds, and they don't do anything with it. Instead, they just throw it together.
Instead, it's just randomly pulled out of a hat during.
Even though I loved the whole Jericho Lana.
Yeah,
that was fun.
That was
an okay bit.
And then fun. And then Ryback comes out, and I was like, this is what I wanted last month. I'm kind of over it now.
If you wanted last month, why are we caring about it now? Because they had build for it. At least they could have. And it's another thrown together feud.
Yeah. My exact words while watching the segment were like, I wanted this last month. I'm kind of over it already now.
That's it. Yeah, it's the $1 million question: will they have Ryback beat Rusev?
He's as good a pick as any.
It would be better than the normal route, which would be John Cena beating Rusev. Yeah, so if Ryback beats Rusev, all the more power to him. That's it.
It'll help him progress with this push that they want to give him.
I got to defend America, Bill. Come on, Bill. I got to defend America.
I can't stand bullies.
I hate bullies, Bill.
I hate bullies.
Stupid.
Russian bullies. Come on, Bill.
I hate bullies. Stupid.
Hey, Lana, you want to go to Cracker Barrel? I can hardly wait.
Cracker Barrel? I heard about those. They don't have any in Las Vegas. I can hardly wait.
Hey, Lana, do they have Cracker Barrel in Russia? What do they call it?
Cracker Barrel.
Oh boy, let's go to Russia. I love Cracker Barrel.
Now they had Rusev attack Ryback on the SmackDown Super Show, correct? So it would be Seth Rollins versus Ziggler.
Correct.
Now it's just like randomly attacking one another again.
There's no reasoning behind it.
It's just
Ryback wants to fight you.
So now apparently Rusev is the master of backstage attacks. First doing it with Zeb Coulter, now doing it with Ryback.
But what actually happened was Ryback was actually out on the stage for the match. Rusev runs out, attacks him from behind, hits his sidekick off the stage, and then as Ryback is getting up, there's like a production box, and he's leaning up against it, and Rusev sidekicks him again, and he flips over the production box and into the backstage area.
Okay, more clear. Master of sneak attacks.
There you go.
Close enough.
Better.
All right.
But this match really wasn't that bad. Jack Swagger actually powered out
for a good filler, man.
Of the what's it called? What's the chemical club?
The Accolade.
The Accolade. Yeah, he powered out of that, and I was like, really? They're gonna do this? and then he took him down, and I was like, all right, that's it. Right, but other than that, it was good. 3 out of 5. Classic OT for the only one who actually paid attention during this match. Because actual wrestling? Yay!
No. On TLC, who would have thunk? Yeah. Speaking of actual wrestling, let's take it home. Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose. Wyatt beating Dean Ambrose.
Great match.
Via
this was
monitor.
Good. This was good. I can't call it great, but...
It was good until the ending, which just came across as a little bit silly.
I liked that Bray Wyatt won, and at first I was like, did he tamper with that TV? Because, I mean, they're playing up the Bray Wyatt Undertaker thing, so I was like, what if he magicked or whatever? Did the mind games with the TV, but then it came out like nothing like that.
It was just a quote unquote accident. It was similar to Goldust getting electrocuted that one.
So I could actually call this a clean victory for Bray Wyatt, but
as clean as it ever is gonna be.
So I like that bit of it. The TV thing was kind of hokey, but other than that, I enjoyed it. I tentatively give it 4 out of 5. Full beard.
I'm
not fully in like I was for the ladder match, but tentatively just got to the full beard.
I will agree with that. This was probably, if this doesn't, at least this has got to tie with match of the night for me. Just because they made chicken salad out of chicken poop. This
interesting.
Yeah.
Nice analogy. I like it.
Yeah, right?
Modified for YouTube. But seriously, this one, it's what we've come to expect out of these two guys. Not just because they're different. One part of the match that stands out to me was both of them are sort of lying on the ground. I think they might have just gone through a table or something. Dean Ambrose is just sort of like messing around with Bray Wyatt. He's just like yeah, keep fighting, and he just like kisses him on the forehead. And in response, just like as a part of a reflex, Bray just headbutts Dean Ambrose. He's like okay, let's keep on going, smooch. Headbutt, bam. It's
my thing was that there was a little bit too much lying around, a little bit too much setup. Like you have all this. I get what they were going for with the elbow drops off the ladder, but there was too much time in between all of them. Like that whole segment, it was 2 elbow drops off a ladder. It took 5 minutes. So it was good, but I kind of wanted more crisp, more clean, less time in between.
That rhymed.
I didn't mean for that to happen. That kind of just worked out. That's it. But definitely sent me home happier than I would have been if John Cena versus Seth Rollins was the main event, which I thought going into the show that it might be. That's it.
I guess. I was very entertained. The exploding TV was kind of out of nowhere, because, especially with it exploding that much, that quote unquote big of an explosion. I actually instead of the exploding TV, I'd rather just have the core continuously having Dean Ambrose continue having problems trying to unlatch the cord from the TV, and then have that lead to a Sister Abigail.
And then when he finally gets it off the cord,
it leads to a Sister Abigail.
And he turns right into Bray Wyatt sitting there like,
hi.
Yeah.
Hi. That's it.
Except I feel like if we actually saw that in practice, it would just look like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon.
It would look kind of dumb.
Even more of a Wile E. Coyote
cartoon. It would make Dean Ambrose look dumber
than
he already than the thing blowing up in his face did.
So overall, what would you give this match?
I give a 4.
Yeah.
Full
4's
beard.
all around. Full beard.
Full beard. Not as
fair.
A very low full beard.
Yeah.
Borderline close to classic goatee, but it was still very fun.
That works.
It was fun and a lot better than most of the other schlock we That's what this pay-per-view really was.
TLCS, tables, ladders, chairs, and schlock.
The first bite was magnificent. The last bite was great. There were a couple bites in between that were okay, and then the rest were like.
It sounds like me the first time I had Napoleon.
You had it,
there you go.
Or I was going to say, had a nice
no one
piece.
else is going to get that joke.
Or as I was going to say, a nice good old piece of chicken. Your couple bites are amazing until there's one in between. You keep getting the bones.
You got the bones.
He's got the bones.
It's in the bone.
He ate the bones.
You just throughout it, you just keep until one is just nothing but like bone, which is the John Cena Seth Rollins match. More bone, less meat with Kane and Ryback, and then that satisfying ending where it's like, oh, thank God it's over with with Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins.
Welcome to Scholars of In-Jokes.
Or not Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose.
All right.
Now the pay-per-view in a whole, that's the question. That is a hard one, actually.
I'll give it a peach fuzz. I was not as angry as you were, Scholar Tarek, but
you had to specify.
Well, yeah, because you actually raged out. He did not.
Exactly. That's why you had to specify.
Yes.
This is also audio, so you can't really tell who we're pointing at here.
So, Dolph Ziggler versus Luke Harper was great. Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt was good, bordering on great. Eric Rowan versus Big Show was good. Jack Swagger versus Rusev was good. And that leaves 4 matches that are below average to absolute puppycock. So I can give it a 2. A low peach fuzz, like it's just starting to grow.
Seconded, really. I really don't have much else to say about this pay-per-view. It fell very flat for me.
This isn't as bad as the Royal Rumble was, but it's pretty close.
For me, going on, just looking back on how angry this pay-per-view has made me, and like I said at the beginning of this talk, this is the first pay-per-view ever to ever put me to sleep. I'm actually going to have to give it a 1 clean shave. As much as I loved the Luke Harper and Dolph Ziggler match, and I enjoyed the Bray Wyatt Dean Ambrose match, it just wasn't enough for me. It left me angry and apparently tired. Bored of...
angry, it put him to sleep.
It left me so angry and bored. It's like, oh God, I hate this pay-per-view. Oh my God, I am so bored. That was my experience.
So not the greatest thing we've ever seen.
Far from it.
Let's move on to something we can all enjoy.
Yeah. Which I don't know what that's going to be. But in the meantime...
What I've...
Tarek, you mentioned something about... There's been a lot of talk about who the next top names are going to be. Because obviously, John Cena is not going to be around forever. Randy Orton's not going to be around forever if you still even call him a major name.
And obviously, CM Punk has already left. So
yeah, so we're. I think this is what you. I think this is what you meant when you said This is what prompted you to ask who are
your 10 superstars do you see as the future, as main eventers, the people who will help put WWE be the names of WWE.
Okay, Brian, you look like you want to go first. Okay.
You have the obvious 6. The stables that fought earlier this year. It's a toss up in my match of the year right now between 2 matches, but this is actually one of them. You got Dean Ambrose, you got Seth Rollins, you got Roman Reigns, you got Bray Wyatt, you got Luke Harper, you got Eric Rowan. Then you have the obvious Mr. Ziggles, Dolph Ziggler. I put Cesaro in there. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Yeah,
I'll put some bad news Barrett on there. And the last spot was a toss-up between two guys we talked about earlier in the United States title feud. So I'm gonna have like a tie for 10th or like almost Rusev and Ryback.
Yeah, that's a good list.
Honestly, I can't put I thought about putting Daniel Bryan in there, but I don't know if he's actually going to be able to wrestle again the way he keeps... His surgery keeps getting pushed back, and now he's not available for a year, so his career may be over. So I took that into account when making this list.
Yeah, I did the same thing. And again, I know in the original post on Facebook you said don't use you're discounting NXT guys. Well, honestly, I had a hard time. If I got to a point eventually where if I kept filling in names, it was just to fill out the list, and I just couldn't fill out that many spaces. So
your list isn't void.
Hey, we're all just speculating here, and you know what? If that's any indication, then the WWE is void right now. So who cares? If there's any hope of establishing what the future of the company is going to be, then we've got basically half this list is WWE, half is NXT for me. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, we all have those. I put down Luke Harper just because I think there's still a lot we haven't seen at him yet in promo ability and match quality. I switched Dolph Ziggler to Bad News Barrett because out of everyone else in the current mid-card, I think he's got the most promise. And then, of course, I've got a whole bunch of people from NXT. Not every member of the NXT 5. I included Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, and Kevin Owens, because I think they're just more complete packages right now. I did not include Adrian Neville, and I did not include Hideo Itami.
Kojima!
Hideo Kojima, yes. Just because I don't think that I can't... Even though they're very, very good, I cannot see them as the top level talent that, like I think we're trying to scout. Instead, I put two names. Enzo Amore and Tyler Breeze. Enzo's got promo ability for years. Plus, I just found out this week that he's actually from Waldwick, of all places.
I really like me some Enzo.
I know. I was following him on Twitter the other day. It was like, yay, shout-outs to Waldwick High School football. I wish I could be there. Like, really, Enzo? Your hometown boy? Awesome. And then the last one is Tyler Breeze. I think he gives me some serious partial HBK, partial ravishing Rick Rude type of deal. Except he's actually making it worth. And pretty much that shag carpeting, that basically a pink shag carpeting iPhone case is pretty much the douchiest thing I've ever seen. And I love it. And that's my list.
The only reason I am excluding the NXT guys, I put the NXT guys are excluded, is because they are not the next ones. They are future, yes, but they are not going to be the next generation that will take over John Cena. And they'll be the generation after.
And you know what? If we're talking about next level guys, in my eyes, that's enough of a statement that tells me that other than those few guys, Ambrose, Rollins, Wyatt, I really don't count Best Friend just because I don't think he's ready yet.
And here's where I differ with Jeff. Okay, I actually like Roman Reigns when he's not speaking.
But he's got eventually, if he's going to be in the main event and he's going to be that main event level talent, he's got to be able to speak. If he's not, then he's not ready for the big time.
He needs a manager. He needs a manager. He need like when Brock Lesnar first won the title, he couldn't talk for crap either.
But Brock Lesnar could also wrestle.
But this is where we differ.
You don't think Brock Lesnar can wrestle?
No, I like Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns can wrestle. But the only thing I don't like about him is the fact when he does the pre-taped promo, when he does the promo at TLC and he completely flubs it. I don't like his promos. So give him someone who can talk. That's why the Shield was so good for him, and it's showing now. Okay, give him a manager. Is he ready for the big time now? I agree. No. But I like him more than you do.
I
Because
agree.
I like that he can wrestle. I believe he can wrestle. He just needs more seasoning in the promos. Everything else about him, I think, is fine. He's got the look. He's got the skills. It showed in his match with Randy Orton when he had that at Night of Champions. He can go.
Yeah, there's no doubt there.
But
there's no doubt there.
But
especially when it's contrasted against guys that are already on the WWE main roster right now, and already contrasting with guys who are in NXT right now.
Yeah, I don't believe he should be the guy. But he's still on my list. He's still on my list as the top group.
And even when he does, his skill does build, and he's getting better and better and better. By the time he gets there, a lot more people are going to be called up from NXT. There's going to be a lot more competition. Everyone else is going to be leveling up with him. So I just remain unconvinced. It's not that
that's fair.
It's not that I don't like Roman Reigns. It's not that I don't want to like Roman Reigns. It's just that the Roman Reigns that we're seeing now is I see him as a product of everything that's wrong with WWE today. To be fair, I don't think that's entirely Roman's fault, in all fairness. He just happens to have a look that the corporate bigwigs like, and he's not getting too big for his own britches. They're just making the corporation is making the britches too small for him.
And that's fair.
Yeah, and that's the best thing I can say to close this out. Any other thoughts?
Pretty much my list just pretty much mirrors his. I only added Daniel Bryan because I just have that small hope that he would come back, but at this point it's more of like, oh my god, he's finally back. I cannot believe it. Yeah. Like more like, no, I cannot believe he's finally back. More like, I can't believe it from how much damage he's given to his body throughout that whole year. It'd be like, welcome. It'll be a nice warm welcome back.
Yeah, and then again, he already won the title, so in my eyes, he's already there.
Yeah, and let's face it, and with the fact, that he got injured, that he's out for a year and a half, for however long he is, and if he does come back, they're going to believe he's injury prone because he just injured himself 3 times in the last year, so they're not going to give him another shot at the title. He'll be that dude he'll be that Chris Jericho.
I can see that.
That's
why I kind of have to exclude. I only added him in because I was just more like wanting him, but he is like moved down to honorary mention.
Have great matches.
That is the saddest thing I've heard all day.
Have great matches on Raw and SmackDown. Have great matches on pay-per-view. Win the matches on Raw and SmackDown. Lose every pay-per-view.
And
that's what I see coming for Daniel Bryan.
And if they do end up doing that, it's just going to solidify my distrust in WWE, and it's going to spoil everything. I'm going to walk away scot-free and guilt-free with no network in hand.
With Daniel Bryan, I understand it from the WWE's point of view because they gave him the title. Then he hurt himself. Not through his own fault.
But he was also put in a ridiculous feud with Kane.
That doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, it kind of does. It totally killed his momentum the same way that they killed the momentum of so many other guys.
Yeah, but he could have got it back. If he did, he never got a chance to get it back. And now he hurts himself 3 times in a year. He's out for a year and a half. If he does come back, I would understand the reluctance to put him back in because with like Triple H, that was one injury that took a year out because that's how long. Daniel Bryan goes out for 6 months for a neck injury, then suddenly has to have Tommy John surgery, so that's another year on top of the neck. I'd have reluctance. I myself would have reluctance in making him the top guy.
I see what you're saying, but I'm still unconvinced. Just because, number one, he's a proven draw at this point. He's an established name that fans will still react to. And most of all, I have a really hard time believing that they will necessarily view Daniel Bryan as being injury prone. It's just as opposed to just horrible timing.
And that's also why I have Bad News Barrett so low on my list. I don't think he'll ever be a WWE World Heavyweight Champion because every time he gets a championship, every time he's getting built for big things, here's an arm injury. That's it. So here's an arm.
He's another one I could see getting the Chris Jericho route, like winning the title a couple of times, but it's not like solidifying him to like that superstardom, and then he'll just be like down to the mid-carders, help putting people over.
I think, honestly, in my opinion, Daniel Bryan has had his shot at the top. Okay. And good Lord, he was the top guy in the company, even over John Cena. But I think that ship has sailed, honestly, in my opinion. Because just all of the crap that has happened since April. And we're probably not even going to see him wrestle in 2015. He might be around, but unfortunately, I see Jeff with his head down. But I have to be the devil's advocate.
I don't know if I'm tired or depressed or tired of all this tired BS.
I honestly don't think it's BS. I think Daniel Bryan is done at either wrestling in general or as top guy material. He'll be that Chris Jericho type when he comes back. I can almost guarantee it. In my pessimistic mind, it's what I would do.
Any other final thoughts before we take this home and all cry into our Fruit Loops?
WWE, your product sucks right now. Get your asses in gear. Really, that's it. Right now, just hearing this conversation, actually, this entire show, this entire episode, is just leaving a disgusting taste in my mouth for WWE. At least when it comes to what they're presenting us product wise. Yeah. It is just
this is going to turn into the NXT show at some point because that's all that's any good.
Scholars Wrestling presents the NXT report.
And that's all we're going to talk about because that's the only entertaining thing that's going on. And from what I've read, that like Triple H had the final say on stuff that was going on for NXT. So is it
put Triple H as your head booker. Shut up, Vince McMahon. That's it.
When Vince finally lets go of the company through any form,
go to his doofus son-in-law.
Yeah, and his doofus son-in-law knows what the hell he's doing. Apparently,
yeah.
That's it. Like, hey, at least I'm only a doofus.
Yeah, at least he's not the devil. Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, WWE, just get your asses in shape and actually give us a product we want that doesn't have anything to do with a bunny.
Hey, Vince McMahon.
Because even the kids even hate that garbage.
Vince McMahon, I tell you what, you give Paul. Okay, you give Paul the head booking for a good 4-6 month time period, your ratings will increase. Guaranteed.
But what do you... Everyone listening to this, what do you think? Do you think the ratings will increase once Vince McMahon's dead and Triple H has everything? What do you think of the pay-per-view? What do you think of us? What do you think of Best Friend? Let us know. Leave us a comment below. Go on our Facebook.
Say nice things because we're depressed right now.
Yes, cheer us up. Send us something off of our Amazon wish list if you want to. Just, brighten our day. The holidays are right around the corner and we need some holiday spirit, damn it.
I need to watch some Legend of Korra again. It'd make me feel better.
Yes.
The Christmas cheer is low with these ones at the moment.
Yes. But you know what? Knowledge is not. Why? Because we are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled.
You're welcome.
Let's watch something entertaining for once.
Merry Christmas.
Yep,
and happy Hanukkah.